Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
I'm here. Are you? Happy Wise Women's Wednesday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's chilly out there, but I'm here. You're here. I've got a blankie on. I'm ready to rock and roll. What about you? Are you in? Are you in it to win it? Nicola, very nice to see you. Nancy, glad you're in the house. Angie, Francesca, Kathy. Who else is there? Flynn, Gloria. Isn't that so fun? And there's our girl, Noreen, of course. Jane is here. Wendy's here. Look at everybody. Joanne, Karen, Cornelia is in the house as well. Today we're going to talk about frogs. We've talked about this concept of eating frogs before, but we're going to go into it again. I think it's well worth repeating. Nancy said she's got a little snow. How about that? Look who else is here. Wow. Joanne, Jeanette, Marguerite, Jocelyn, Susan. There's Joyce. Goodness. Hello. So glad you're here. Have you seen this one? Before you hold a grudge, hold a conversation. I don't think I need to explain that. If you're a big girl, if you're all grown up, if you're emotionally intelligent, you know this. You know this. And let's remember that, though, because grudges are for sixth graders. They're not for grown women. Amen. Hi, Alice. It's so nice to see you. Terry's in the house as well. Hello, Terry. I'm glad you're here. We are day 3 of the first sprint of the year. How is everyone doing? Pinkies up if you're sprinting with me. I think I shared with you yesterday that we are sprinting in just a little bit of a different way. Hi, Trisha. Really glad you're here. And that is making sure that I'm filling up the nutrient tanks. Always after the holidays, I always just feel kind of like, blah, blah. I don't totally go off the rails, but I do go off the rails some. And I always feel crummy. And so part of our whole protocol is topping off those nutrient tanks. So we juice. So there's only 2 of us, living here, but we had 2 humongous boxes, almost the size of my desk. I'm not kidding, stuffed with produce. So we have been doing that for 3 days in a row now, feeling good already. And then also sprinting, and the inflammation is coming off. I can see that already on the scale, starting to feel it a little bit. And yay, that's all I can say. So yes, it's a little bit different, but sometimes you do things a little bit different. Hello, Pamela. Corliss is here. Jackie is here. Joanne is already down 3 pounds. Come on, what's up with that? Hi, Debbie. I'm glad you're here. And Julie, of course, is here as well. Anyway, supplement of the week is Leptafix. If you don't have this in your supplements, what are you waiting for? Because here's the thing. As we start to lose weight, we start to lose fat. Okay, at least that's the goal. When you're following my plan, you're on that. Okay, you're on that program. And here's the thing that you need to know is that as you lose fat, you start to lose your leptin. Your leptin breaks. Now, leptin is an important hunger hormone. It helps you to regulate how much you're going to eat and when to stop. And if you have a problem with that, your leptin's broken. And we need to fix it. That's what Leptafix does. And especially as you're in the place of losing weight, well, you got to keep it fixed. That's all I can say. If you buy 2, we will give you 1 absolutely free. And that, my friends, is a screaming deal. Leptafix does not come up on the roster very often, so take advantage of it. All of our supplements of the week, every single week, keep this in mind, is at savingdinner.com/show. There, we will describe what the supplement of the week is, and it's just a 1-click purchase. It's super easy. We've taken all the have to do things out of it and we've streamlined it. So take a look at that, savingdinner.com/show. Yes, they are capsules. Julie, we only have capsules. That was part of my criteria for supplements and choosing a manufacturer is only capsules. Capsules are well tolerated and they're also well digested. I don't want anybody pooping out a whole tablet or a whole something, right? Hey, Lynn, glad you're here. Anyway, so that's really important. Inner Circle is going to start up again February 8th, just about a month away. This is something maybe that you want to consider if you are looking to up level your level of commitment to yourself for this year. You can take a look at that. Have all the details at savingdinner.com/circle. Now I'm mentioning this because we have a wait list who's already been notified. We had a lot of people who were in the original Full Circle who have already re-upped, and we have very few left. Very few seats left. We cap at 50. So this is an important thing. I want you to take a look at it. I want you to pray about it, look at it. If you feel that little jump in your heart, you know this is something that's just for you. It's a commitment. It's an investment. And it is something that you do with your lovelies, your lovely sisters here. And by the way, Thursday, all of you who are in Inner Circle, don't forget Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're having our pinning ceremony. I just can't tell you how excited I am for you. Anyway, that's what's happening then. And I'm so glad we had almost half take, which is, it never happens, by the way. People, it's usually 20 to 30% people who re-enroll. We had almost half. So that's really cool because we are going the extra mile. We're going to get things done. We're going to get it done. And this Saturday, now drum roll, this Saturday is our all-day event, Creating a Vibrant 2022. I've been working, Amber and I have been talking all day about our fabulous, the handouts that are going out. And if you are already signed up for this workshop on Saturday, which is all day starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, all the way till 5 p.m., the handouts and the homework and everything else is going out. When is it going out, Amber? Probably in the next day, either today or tomorrow. I can't remember what she said. But watch your email for that because you're going to want to print it all out. You want to be ready. We're also going to have a materials list of things you'll want to have on hand so that you can do this. It's going to be so much fun. It is going to be so much fun. Lynn says she's excited for the pinning ceremony. So am I, Lynn. I'm really excited about it. And Jema is saying good afternoon to all you lovely ladies. Did you see that? The love within the inner circle is my lifeline, says Nancy. Oh, what a beautiful thing to say, Nancy. Isn't it so true, though? That's the level that we have with all these lovely women that are in that group. And I'll tell you, it's just, I've never seen anything like it. I've done tons of these kind of groups. But this one, the cohesiveness and the tender love and the care and the closeness, that's just something you can't, you just can't manufacture. Just, it happened because of the commitment and everybody being on the same page. It's just amazing. So check it out at savingdinner.com/circle. This could be for you. Also, for Creating a Vibrant 2022, you're going to have to go to that page and check that out. Listen, it's going to light you up. There's our girl, Tanya. savingdinner.com/vibrant 2022. All the information is there. You're going to get an amazing swag bag. You're going to get all kinds of benefits and goodies. But the main thing is being there. The main thing is being with all of your lovelies. And by the way, the Vibrant Detox is also included with your registration. You're going to get it free, absolutely 100% free. Or you can go buy it if you want to. Just, you don't want to go to the Saturday thing, you don't have to go. But if you want to get the Vibrant 2022, we are starting that on the 17th of this month. So that's a group thing that we do. We've got the plan, the grocery list. We've got the supplement, everything for you. You can find that at savingdinner.com/detox. That's where we're housing that one. Hi, Doris. I'm glad you're here. All right. And that is pretty much everything that I've got going on. Check that out. Just check all those links out that I told you about, except I forgot to tell you about this. We started the text messaging, and what a difference that makes, this text message, because it's going to bring you the hottest, the best, and the most incredible deals that we have. All you have to do is join the text message list. Send the word join to 855-960-3720. How about that? Hi, Jennifer. Rosemary Crane, Jordan, you are not going to believe I thought of you this morning. I was thinking about you this morning, and I'm so glad to see you. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Jane says her husband's excited I am going to cook more. That's fantastic, Jane. I love it. Lucy's here. Now we can get started. Gosh, Lucy, don't say sorry for being late. I'm just giving you a little bit of a bad time. All righty. Now buckle up. This is going to get intense. We're talking about frog eating. Frog eating. Yep, telling you it's something we have discussed before, but we're going there again. And I think it's really going to help you out. Hey, Diana, I'm glad you're here. And I also tied this whole thing together, believe it or not, you know, my little weirdo brain can do things like this with cravings. Okay, you're just going to have to hang in there with me, okay? Deal? Deal. All right, first of all, yes, we have spoken about frogs before, because frog eating is a great quote that you're going to want to hear all about, okay? Because it's an impactful quote, and it's something that Mark Twain said way back, and people have actually written books like, you know, what was his name? Tracy. What's his name again? Why can't I think of his name? It was a book that I said, Brian Tracy, yeah. It's a book I don't recommend, by the way, but he took off with this whole idea of eating the frog, and I think he cluttered it up with too many things. So let's take a peek at the whole concept behind all of this, because I think that's going to be helpful. Hi, Lily. Hi, Jackie. And Mary's here. Hello. Good to have you here. So this is the actual quote that he said: eat a frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you for the rest of the day. Right? Of course you love that. And this is why I like this quote, because so many times our important activities end up becoming urgent activities because we've procrastinated, we put them off, we pushed them off. And rather than just do it when it was important, now we find ourselves in a fire drill. Now we find ourselves in an emergency, or, you know, leaving the house to go pick up a child, for example, and you do it last minute instead of giving yourself plenty of time. Yesterday, we were meeting, actually our skincare, the guy who creates our vitamin C plus E, Vibrance C plus E. We were meeting, he and his wife. We just love them. They've become friends, and they're just fantastic. I don't think we laugh so hard with another couple like we do with them. But anyway, we met them for dinner last night and had a great time. And by the way, you can sprint when you're out to dinner. I did. And it was great. We had such a delicious meal and so many wonderful vegetables. And we had a braised lamb shank that was just amazing, fall off the bone. And it's a tapas type thing. You share everything, and a whole snapper. It was delicious. It was so lovely and so good. And it was fun to just have a really nice time with a really fun couple. But we, you know, our reservation, and you know how this is right now, 4:45 was our reservation for dinner. And Mark's like, really? It's the only one I could get. I made that reservation 2 weeks ago. So anyway, that's fine. We get up there, and, you know, it's an hour drive to get to Asheville for us. So we get up there to this restaurant. It's freezing cold inside, which I guess is good. Everybody's got masks on, but still, you know, Omicron, blah, blah. And we, for the most part, don't, you know, go out and into close situations in restaurants, but this had great big high ceilings. It had, you know, and it was freezing cold. Their heat had broken, and they just started it back up. So we felt, you know, we felt reasonably safe and all of that. And our friends, you know, we're all on the same page as far as where we are, you know, with our health and all of that. So not going to get into vaccine or not, because that's, you know, I'm going to let you go on your way with that. I'll go on my way with that, and let's leave it there. But Mark wanted to leave He's saying, well, for 4:45, what is it going to take us 50 minutes to get up there? And I said, well, according to Google Maps, it's going to take us an hour and 5. I wanted to leave at 3:15. Why do we need to leave that early? Blah, 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 blah. So finally, we left at 3:30, which gave us still a little leeway. And of course, we got there a little bit earlier. But on the way out, he was like, oh, let's get the recycling. We'll just stop. The recycling is just right on the way. I said, absolutely not. We're not going to do that. We're going to be early. We're not going to just slide in there. And I don't want to be going and going and going. I don't like that feeling of hurry up, let's go, hurry, hurry, hurry. There's a chemical reaction that happens into your body when you're doing that. And, getting on a plane, going somewhere, I'd prefer to be a little early. I like that cushion of time. I like that idea where I don't have to worry about not being on time. Remember, there's a chemical reaction. So this is what happens. Then we get into an urgent situation. So for me, I am the one in our relationship that keeps things tied down and keeps things, have a little bit of a buffer pad. If we have a buffer pad, we feel good. We feel comfortable. We're not worried. We're not frantic. We're not, What if we did this with the one habit that we need to do this with? The one thing that has been holding us back. That one thing. What if we did that? Now, I say this because the reason this is important is because procrastination is the thing that comes in to rob you and steal your dreams from you. When we procrastinate that one thing, and usually it is just one thing, maybe it's two, but if we start with that thing, we'll find ourselves in the place of having a little bit of just this much momentum, and we'll feel really good about our accomplishments. And remember, what does this do? Motivation comes after the fact. Motivation comes after the act of doing something first. You have to do something in order to earn your way into motivation. Then you're motivated to do the next thing, aren't you? And as you're motivated to do the next thing, then you start to feel the magic of momentum. And that's completely 100% magical. That's all I can say about that. Because then the things get done. Then the goals get accomplished. Then that feeling inside of you shifts dramatically from being, oh my gosh, I can't get anything done, and what's wrong with me, and I'm a failure, and oh, here we go again. Another day where I didn't, da 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 da. The cure is eating frogs. The cure is eating that one frog. The one frog, the one that holds you back from all the rest of what it is that you want to accomplish. That's why frog eating is so critically important. And that's why frog eating needs to be the first thing that you do first thing in the morning. If you can't do it in the morning, I know little kids, elderly parents or whatever, and it's just up and down. You tuck it in where you can. But for the rest of us who aren't doing this, like for me, I have just a very liberal schedule. I have to show up here at 1 o'clock every day. And I do, as you know that. But my morning is critically important. My morning has written on it things that I need to do. And I need to get those done. Because when I show up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's important to me. I don't check in with you and say, this is what I've done. This is blah, 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 blah. But it's important to me that when I show up for you here at 1 o'clock, I've already worked out. I've already had a shower. I've already done most of my stuff that I need to get done. I have work stuff left, but my personal stuff all handled. The personal stuff that's, personal goals and what have you, I've eaten those frogs. They're done so that I can fully be present here and not having that stuff want in the back of my head. And plus, who wants to work out with a face full of makeup? I certainly don't. At least the sweaty part. I still have like a couple more 10-minute workouts that I need to add to my stack. But the sweaty stuff's done, completely done. So it just makes me feel better and accomplished. And let me ask you a question. When you feel better, when you feel accomplished, are you more likely to go do the next thing? Or are you just going to sit back on your haunches and say, oh man, I can't get anything done? Think of the contrast. Look at the dichotomy between those two mindsets of what happens when you, one, decide to eat the frog first thing in the morning, or two, you haven't. Because this is a habit. Procrastination is a habit. It clutters up your thinking. It clutters up your life. It destroys your goals and progress, and it keeps you feeling bad about yourself. And get this will make your head explode. That feeling bad about yourself, the way you feel, all of that stuff, up and down and up and down and up and down, and that churning inside and those thoughts that you have, that's a reward. Am I crazy? Do you think I'm crazy? I'm not crazy. It is a reward because the amygdala likes it. So to the amygdala doesn't judge good, bad, evil, wrong, whatever. The amygdala likes things that don't change. So it's a risk to change. And the amygdala loves not changing. So the reward for the amygdala is the same old pattern of thinking, the same old pattern that she can count on. She can say, yep, there we go. There we are. Because she doesn't give a rip about your goals, about how you feel, about all the things that you're thinking. She just wants to keep things the same. It's a reward. And I don't know about you, but that's a reward I don't want. I've spent enough time in that. That's a pit. That's Groundhog Day on repeat. So mornings become magical when they're well planned, right? When they're well planned. And I would say too, like for my lovelies that have an elderly parent or have little kids or whatever, where schedules are just like all over the place. And some days it's really a great day and you get all these things done. Other days it's like, man, did I get anything done because I was all over here with the parent? I want you to always take a look at your list of what things that you have gotten done or not gotten done or whatever. And just know that the higher calling is to your parent. The higher calling is to your children, but don't use them either as an excuse. You know the difference. So that's my just big thing that I put in there. And those are important things for you to know. So I've noticed how much more productive my day is too. The other thing is that productivity goes hand in hand with frog eating, because once that frog is out of the way, man, clean it up, clean up on aisle 5. It's easy to go get that other stuff done. So then good old Mark Twain was asked, well, what if you have more than one frog to eat? And he said, eat the ugly one first. So most of us usually only have like 2 really important things that we need to get accomplished early on in the day to set ourselves up for a remarkably good, victorious day, where at the end of the day, we're sitting there, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves and all of that. That's what that's about. So I just want you to take a look at eating your ugly frogs first, and then eating the other frog. You only have a couple of things. And if you have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to, get eaten, let's say you think that, have a basket of frogs, find the ugliest ones first and make it 2, no more. So that makes all the difference in the world. They have proven this out. And I don't know where Mark Twain came up with this idea, but they've shown that frog eaters, those of us who get up and do the thing first, get a lot more done. And more importantly, the stuff that actually moves the needle in our lives toward our goals, not just emptying the dishwasher and taking the dog for a walk, but actually moving toward those goals that we have set for ourselves. That's a big deal. And when we're eating frogs, by the way, we're signaling to our amygdalas that we're serious about our goals. And remember this, when we tell our amygdalas what's what and we do something beyond what the amygdala is expecting, and we leave it and just say, take a seat, amygdala, I'm in charge here, right? Then guess what happens? This is the cool part. The amygdala takes a seat and rewards you and says, okay, well, here's your dopamine. I'll give you a little dopamine for that. Thanks. So we can retrain that amygdala. It's just right now, if you haven't bothered to do that, she's all over the place, and she's crazy. She's going to let you know, hey, I will reward you for doing the wrong thing. I will keep that reward as long as you do not change. That's how this will be. So that's why I'm telling you all of this, because we have a brain to train. We do, and we can take charge of it and not just, push back and allow the brain to just run us over and take over. Forget about it. That's crazy. And it also says to our brain, hey, she means business. And we are in charge and not the fear center of our brains, because that's part of the amygdala. It is the fear center of your brain. It doesn't like risk. It doesn't like change. And it's severely monkey brain-ish. It doesn't want to do anything except what it's always done. Keep that in mind. So to follow your passion, to attain your goals, and to become the woman of your dreams, what does that mean? It means you get really good at eating those frogs. Really good. And you're a frog eater, full stop. That's you. Call you out. I look for you. I'll see you on the street. She eats frogs. I'll know you eat frogs. So I've got some tips that I wrote down, some things that have helped me. I've got 5 things for you on how to eat frogs. You will not find this on in our dinner planners, it will not be there. You will not find this a recipe on our website on how to eat frogs, although that might be a good blog post, and do it recipe style. But here's the thing, that I know that when you plan for this, that you can get this done. And then when you are ready to make a commitment to it, it's going to make a difference in your life. I believe this is the right starting place. I believe this is imperative for all of us. And that number 1 then is to schedule it as early as possible. For some people, this might mean getting up a little extra early. What does that mean? It means you go to bed a little bit earlier too. This night owl business has got to go, right? It's time to grow up and stop being a petulant high schooler staying up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Come on, wake up and smell the coffee at an early hour, not at 2 o'clock in the morning. Am I right? So, so this is what I do. I have scheduled on and blocked on my calendar from 8 o'clock to 9 a.m. every day. Now, today, I've only done 20 minutes of my workout, only 20 minutes. They had, because there's more to do, a whole lot more to do. And so I've got that scheduled, and it's stacked up, and on my app has a place where we can stack our workouts. So I'm just going to go to the stack, click, and go. Get it done. And you know what? I also have found that I don't even change for these things. I just get it in there and get it done. Because it isn't a matter of always dressing for the part, although that's super helpful if you're going to a gym. But I'm right here. I can do it right here. Just go right in there and just go get it done. And I'm going to tell you, the scheduling has made a difference. It is written down on my planner every single day. It forces me to think about what it is that I'm writing down, to what it is that I'm saying. It is a commitment when it's written down and when it's scheduled. Eat those frogs. Number 2 is frog eating isn't complex. This doesn't require, but I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do whatever. No, you got to schedule it, and then you just got to show up and do it. That's it. That's how frog eating works. There's no analysis necessary. There's no hemming and hawing. There's nobody to call up. There's no accountability partner for it. It's just a matter of deciding and making a decision to eat the frog. And once it's scheduled, then you show up. Once you show up, then you do. Once you do, then you reward your amygdala, and your amygdala rewards you back with a dopamine hit. And on and on. That's the loop that I want you to create. Because remember what we do? It's do, be, have. Remember that? And remember too, it starts out as an intention, then it becomes a habit, and then it becomes something that you just do, and then it becomes eventually who you are. But to get to that place, and I'm misquoting that, of course, this is something Brendon Burchard did, and I will tell you, I love what he said, because you can see the evolution of what's what. You can see the evolution of how all of this pans out and how it just develops into its own thing, and that becomes a part of who you are. That's exciting. That is extraordinary and exciting. And I believe that was in either today's email or yesterday's email. So take a look at that. And by the way, if you're not getting our emails, you're missing out, because that's where you're going to find out about what's going on around here. And it's also where you're going to get the show notes every single day from the day before. So today's show will be in tomorrow's show notes. Go to saveyourdinner.com and it's right there. The other thing is that number 3 is frog eating creates focus. I will tell you, and I've shared this before, I am ADD. I could probably go to a doctor and probably get medicated for this. I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know, but I can go all over the place. And I always have this gigantic list, and I always overplan and overdo and what have you. And I'm a little bit of a hand wringer. Thanks, Mom. With, oh my gosh, I've got this to do. And when am I going to get this done? A little bit of that comes in. And I believe that's part of the whole ADD stuff. But when I know between 8 and 9 a.m., there's going to be some frog eating coming up, I'm not thinking, how should I eat the frog? What should the frog look like? How much, do I need to weigh the frog? Do I boil the frog? Do I, dissect the frog first, take off his head? Do I leave the frog there? I don't have this whole conversation about what I'm going to do to the frog. I just show up and I do what I need to do with the frog. It creates an immense focus for me. And as somebody who's ADD, boy, do I need that. So my goal then, and it was from last year and it is this year still to stay the course, is to become an athlete. And I say, as part of my intention, I am an athlete. What do athletes do? They show up. They train in the mornings. So do I. They eat like athletes do at an athlete's table. So do I. So I do the things that athletes do because that's my strong identification, and that's who I wish to become. That's who I wish to become. Number 4 is frog eating creates easy priorities, right? I don't have to guess or remember or anything about what to do at 8 o'clock in the morning, ever. Because at 8 o'clock in the morning, I know that I have latitude. I give myself a little latitude to get downstairs. I'm not going to take the entire 8 to 9 working out. That's a burnout for me. I'm going to stack my stacks. I'm going to do all these different things. But I'm telling you that my priority is then, I know I need to eat a frog first thing in the morning. So the frog gets eaten and I've scheduled the time to eat the frog. Priorities there and set. See? You don't have to go through your list of to-do things and say, well, let's see, what's the priority? What should I do? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Should I, call a friend or, what do I do? It's on your list. It's scheduled and it's created your focus. It's also created your priority. Number 5 is frog eating is impactful because eating a frog every day puts you in the place of consistency and puts you in the place of a cumulative effect. You consistently eat that frog. You consistently feel good about yourself. You consistently get stuff done. A little bit here and a little bit there. And it will have an impact on you like nothing else. It will break barriers. It will take away that chain and ball and chain that's around your foot of maybe thinking that you can't get anything done or can't get anything done right. Not true. Start with a frog. Can we just agree? Pinkies up. We start with frogs. Yeah, there's other things that you have to do. And it's not just about eating frogs, but I'll tell you what, if you've got the frog eaten, then you've got room in your day to do the other things. Brian Tracy, I told you he's so over the moon about this concept of eating frogs and that Mark Twain quote that he wrote a book called Eat That Frog. Now, I looked at this book a while ago and, I looked at it. It's all, like I said, it's all over the place and it has a lot of different concepts, not just frog eating. So no offense, Brian Tracy, if you're listening, right? Like he is. I love me some Brian Tracy. I've got a couple of his books on my desk. I've listened to some of his talks, on YouTube, and I highly recommend, not this book though. It's just all over the place. He's got 21 things that relate to that. And that's not what this concept is about. He overcomplicated a very simple concept. So stay clear of that. And I want you to remember this. And every time you start to put something off, just remember this one phrase, that procrastination will rob me of my dreams. Is this what I really want? Is this what I really want? So frog eating creates your dreams, or at least it gets you off to a really good start. And this is exactly and precisely the starting block. We're running a race, whether we like to or not. We are running a race, and we're running against a clock. We have no idea how long that dash is between when we were born and when we're going to go home. We have no idea. And right here in this place where you are living your life, you're in the dash. It is on you. It's contingent on you to live your very best life, to lead a life that isn't full of regret, to lead a life that makes you happy and makes your heart sing. Now, I told you I was going to show you something. I have not pulled this out in a long time. And boy, is this ugly. But I think it's going to really help you. Now, I did this explaining cravings and how cravings lead to just this intense regret when we cave to the cravings. Well, that's the same thing with procrastination. So as you can see right here, I'm sharing my terrible little, it's on a board that I use. I buy a big stack of boards. Jenny, can you possibly get rid of the text, the word join, by the way, for me, if you don't mind, so I can have the screen? Thanks. All right, so here's the screen. If you can see this. Now, right here, where you see where it says carbs, 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 sugar, sugar, carbs, carbs. This is a craving right here. This whole yum is a craving. But what if we instead put procrastination in there? Okay, procrastination. And procrastination, and on here is all the things that we procrastinate about, right? So what's driving procrastination, for example? What would drive procrastination for you? Go ahead and anybody have something that they procrastinate about? Go ahead and put it in the comments. But procrastination, for example, would be, I just don't want to exercise right now, or it's cold, or I got all these other things to do, but procrastinating about exercise. Procrastinating about the healthy, delicious food that's sitting in your that's sitting in your refrigerator. Maybe you've got a bunch of kale, or you've got some cauliflower rotting or something else like that. But all the things that you procrastinate are all sitting here on this outside area. And then, so you end up procrastinating, you end up sitting on your butt, you end up not doing the things that you said that you're going to do. What does that lead to? It leads to regret. It leads to guilt. It leads to remorse. It leads to finally rationalization, because we have to rationalize. Otherwise, we're going to feel really bad about ourselves. And then we kind of forget about it. And then what do? We shampoo, rinse, and repeat, right? And we do it again because we conveniently forget about it. I'll just kind of put it off and go. But the truth is, of these, we get these consequences. Well, if it's cravings, you're going to get the weight gain, you're going to get the inflammation, pain, and your skin's going to break out, all kinds of stuff. But the truth of the consequences about this procrastination is you're not going to get what you want. The truth of the procrastination is that you have an inflammation of thoughts. Ever think of that? Inflammation happens in your body. It also happens in the way you think. You'll also have the pain of not following through, and it's going to show up on you somehow. So here's the thing too, and on the bottom, this is kind of just how this whole thing happens, is that we obsess when we're craving. We're obsessing for minutes, hours, or days. We do this also with procrastination habit. We sort of obsess like, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do this instead. After I watch this Netflix, after this show, after I go through Facebook, after I do whatever, that's our obsession. And then we cave. And how long do we cave? Well, if you're on a binge, you're going to really go for it. And now you're going to watch the entire first season of Ted Lasso, right? There you go. That's your cave right there. So how long does it last? Minutes, hours, or days? That's up to you. And then the feelings. How long do you mull around in these feelings and go through these stages of how it feels to procrastinate. Procrastination is the one thing that is going to hold us back from living the life that we want. The cure to procrastination is getting on top of it by starting the whole thing with frog eating. Frog eating. Just that simple. Now, this Saturday, we're going to be all about getting past this stuff and actually using a framework that I've designed myself to create a path to the life that you want to live and the vibrancy that you want to create in your own life. A customized plan. I can't do it exactly for you, but I'm going to give you all the tools on what you can do yourself. In the entire afternoon, oh my gosh, when you see what we're doing. If you like crafting, we're going to be sending out all the stuff in the next couple of days. We're going to be sending everything out, and you are going to want to be here for this because this is going to be an eye opener, and it's going to bless your socks off. That's all I can tell you. Go to savingdinner.com/vibrant2022. Those are all numbers, by the way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that today. Go get some frogs. Start thinking about what your frogs are. If you've got more than one frog in a basket full of frogs, find the 2 ugliest ones. Okay? Deal? Peace be with you. I'll see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.